Pagano, worshiping football since the age of 1. What I want to do right now in this video, I want to take a look and see if I can make a determination about how many games the Cincinnati Bengals are going to win this year. I'm going to go ahead and start off by looking at the records from last year. See here, Cincinnati 6-9-1. And anyway, I'll say right off the bat, I'm looking at these teams here in the AFC, and I'm kind of thinking that Cincinnati's going to rebound and be in the playoff picture this year. I'm going to take a couple of reasons why I might think that. Let's go ahead and take a look at this year's schedule. And I've got the strength of schedule up here. This isn't really going to mean too much to me right now. I've got the strength of schedule. I want to first kind of point out how this is a little bit deceiving. You see Cincinnati down here at number 29. I am a Browns fan, so I'm not making fun of the Browns, but I'm kind of almost guessing if they didn't play them twice, or if the Browns even were like, say, a mediocre team like 8-8, it would make a big difference in the strength of schedule. So, and there's no given that Cincinnati will beat the Browns twice. They're obviously an up-and-coming team that I hope is going to be very good in the future. Anyway, let's move past that. So, strength of schedule kind of doesn't mean that much. Their schedule, they right off the bat, you look at this, say they should win at least 8 games. But what I want to take a look at here is what I noticed. I'm going to go through the past few seasons, see what their record was, and kind of see what might have happened here to them. Here's, once again, as we mentioned, 2016, 6-9-1. I'm going to get back to this season. I'm going to take a look at some of these games. I kind of found something here, I think. We're going to go back here, playoff team, as you can see right here, 2015, 11-5. Lost in the playoffs, of course, as we all know. I can't even remember the last time we won a playoff game, to be honest with you. 2014, playoff game. Lost first round. No biggie. Let's just look at the regular season here. 2014, 10-5-1. There's a tie. I guess Cincinnati's in it. I don't know. 2013, even go back to this. We won't go back any further than this. 2013, 11-5. Once again, playoffs. So you see out of Cincinnati, this team that they've had, the roster that was built, Andy Dalton at quarterback, and they've had a consistent line over the years, one of the best lines. Although one of the things that's going to hurt him is Kevin Zeitler going to the Browns, and the other guy, he went to Whitworth, his name. He's been a main staple there at the tackle position for quite some years. I think he went to Rams. But anyway, that's going to hurt him. They've had some tackles here that they drafted a couple years back. But anyway, let's go back to what we were talking about, what I was talking about right here. Playoff team, consistent. Just pretty much still have the same team. So what happened here? Again, this is 2016 season. What I noticed is close games, losses in close games. In particular, the last half of the season, where their last 5 losses, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, boom, right here after this tie. It really, you might as well almost count this tie as a loss when it comes to trying to get a playoff spot. But you can see right here, I did the calculations earlier. Total of 16 points. And 5 losses. See, 1 point loss here, 4, 5 point loss, 4 points here, 2 points there. You win 3 of these games, instead of losing all 5 here. Now you're looking at 9. It'd be 9-6-1. I mean, you still might not be in the playoffs, but yeah, I think the Dolphins were 10 wins. But still, anyway, you're close. It changes around your whole season, gives you a chance. And then throw that tie in there. Anyway, you could say this, you could say that. I'm not saying every single loss, close loss, if they would have won, they would make the playoffs. I'm just saying, a little bit more than half. So anyway, I think this is what it was. And actually, I noticed also before that, look at here the year before. This is 2015, of course. You see this trend kind of already started. Close loss, close loss, close loss. Kind of towards the end of the season before. So I think if Cincinnati can turn that around, they were going to have a chance to make the playoffs. I wanted to mention this site right here. I submit picks to this site right here, to sportsbookbonusguide.com. And if you're looking for picks, free picks, when I have some fun, this is a good site to go to. There's also sportsbooks on here that give out big promotions and bonuses. Please check the legalities in your area. But big promotions and sportsbooks on this site right here. And also free picks. Again, it's Sportsbook Bonus Guide. You can see here, it should show the records. There's, I'm right here in the middle. This guy's really good, obviously, Montana. But anyway, Sportsbook Bonus Guide, check that out. Let's go to the, anyway, here's the depth chart. This is the defense first. These guys, they've been around. I remember Carlos Dunlap at Florida. It seems like this forever ago, but he's probably like 10th, 9th, 10th year, something like that. Michael Okay, and then the linebackers. These guys are familiar. Perfect here. He can keep himself under control. Plays pretty well. And I want to mention also this site right here. I have found some rosters here that weren't correct. So I mean, it's hard for anybody as much turnover there is anymore in these leagues. I mean, I just want to mention also I'm not just a guy looking through stats, learning this stuff that doesn't know nothing about football or has never followed it, trying to figure everything out. I actually remember when Cincinnati, the Bengals had Bengals written on the side of their helmets. Some of you listening may remember that. And Kenny Anderson was their quarterback, number 14. So go back that far, maybe even a little bit further to him. But anyway, there wasn't that much turnover back then. Is kind of what I'm saying. I mean, if the team had an offensive line, heck, most of them might be around for 6, 8, 10 years. So it is hard to keep track of every single player. Adam Jones, I know him. I'm actually surprised he's even there. I figured him perfect and would have been gone by now. But anyway, these two ends right here, especially Dunlap. I mean, they just keep going. Geno Atkins also is a stud there, attack position. They just keep going and going and going. This team's getting older. They got to do something quick. I'm thinking right here that they could get it. I think they are going to get it together. And let me go back to here. This is before we get to let's go ahead and do the offensive. Here's the tackle guys. I think these guys, or I know these guys are new right here. We're missing a guard, Whitworth, the tackle. But other than that, the guys are pretty much intact. Brandon LaFell, he's new. I mean, got a good stables. Joe Mixon coming in. They got a good running game. I mean, they're a good, solid team. They're physical. They're built for the AFC North. Anyway, going back to right here. Now that Tannehill unfortunately is knocked out, a lot of Dolphins fans might disagree, but now that Tannehill's knocked out, I mean, who knows what Cutler's going to do? And Matt Moore, I think his name is. He might even end up playing quarterback for the Dolphins over Cutler. Who knows? But last year's playoff team, I guess, is what I'm getting at. I mean, they're going to be more like an 8-8 team, I think, this year. I'm going to have to take a look at them. I think I've already did a little prelim looking at them, but I'll get to another video about them. I'm going to try to do all the teams here. And I just don't see anybody but New England making the playoffs from this division. I think the playoff teams are going to be from the AFC West, or I mean the wild card teams, AFC West, and one from the AFC North. And I think it's going to be Cincinnati. So anyway, going through all this, what else do we have here? Let's see. And looking at some stats, I'm not really going to spend too much time on this. What is this offense? Yeah, they're down here. That's another thing. When I noticed when I seen Cincinnati, they're down here in points scored. I looked at yardage, and they're like 13th, if I'm not mistaken, 23 to 13th. That kind of tells me, without even looking at the stats, that they didn't execute. Meaning by that, they either fumbled, turned the ball over, missed a field goal, didn't do very well in the red zone, or just were outside of the red zone, just couldn't get it done. Went for it on fourth down and didn't make it. It's going to be something along. If you're putting up a lot of yards and you're up there towards the top 10 in yardage, but you're down in the 20s in the scoring, it's about execution. So they got to get that together. Cincinnati have to turn things around. That's all there is to it. Like I said, I think they're going to do it. Nobody knows for sure. When anybody's doing a video like this or anybody's saying who's going to win, let's face it, they're kind of guessing. I mean, you can give an educated guess. You can know your stuff, but it's up to this team to do that. It's up to them. They've got to make the decision to do that. So anyway, this is Johnny Gano here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say right now, Cincinnati, they're going to, in my opinion, they're going to be a 9-7 or 10-6 team. I'm going to say 10-6, and they're going to squeak into the playoffs. Going back to this last game, it's going to come down to this last game right here. I don't think Baltimore's going to be in the picture, but they play everybody tough in the AFC North. All these teams, they play tough. They play about every team in the AFC or any team tough. They are very physical. They'll do whatever they have to win. Some of you know what I'm talking about there. But anyway, it's going to come down to this, I believe, for Cincinnati, because there's going to be teams like the Titans that are going to be in it, and maybe even the Texans are going to be vying for playoff positions. The Jags are up-and-coming team, too. Who knows? They might be, towards the middle of the pack, looking for a playoff win, looking for their 9th or 10th win by the end of the season. Anyway, Cincinnati Bengals, 10-6, 2017. This is Johnny Gano. Good luck, NFL bettors, in 2017.